Alternative lifestyles. Who wants to come in that? Zoe.
Alternative lifestyles. A friend of mine actually recently bought me a book on feng shui. Feng shui. I was like, feng shui my arse. And by that, I don't mean move it further up my back to make my shoulders look better. I know people do yoga to balance the body, and I can kind of see that, but to be honest with you, I can balance my own body beautifully with a pint in one hand and a pie in the other. And I take an all-or-nothing approach to alternative medicines. I think the test is, would you use it in an emergency, OK? Do you see many herbalist ambulances? That's what I'm asking. Yeah, help me, I've sawn my own arm off, have you? What you want to do there is wave a bit of sage over it. In fact, while I'm on it, don't get me wound up, I don't even think vegetarians should be allowed to squash their vegetarian food into meat-based products. You know the ones I'm talking about, the veggie burgers, the veggie bangers. I think, no, sorry, you made your choice. If you don't want the meat, you can't have the shapes.
OK, let's spin the wheel again. The subject is fatherhood. Who wants to come in on that? Al.
I'm a dad, and I can tell you already that child needs discipline. I'm a dad. I like being a dad. It's good fun being a dad, but I love mums as well. I'm a big fan of mums. My mum's one, and my wife's one, and lots of my friends are mums. And for a whole night, quite recently, I thought I might be a mum. I'm not. I'm a dad, but here's what happened. My wife went out for some drinks with some other mums, and I stayed in and had a really nice bath and a glass of wine. Yeah, I had a mum's night in. Brilliant night in as well, mums. I can totally see why it caught on amongst the mum community. It's great. It's much better than being out in a pub talking to idiots about nothing. I really enjoyed it. Quite disconcerting as well. I got out of the bath and just got the towel and twisted it around on the top of my head like that. Got up the next day and bought a little Citroen Zara Picasso. But I know I sound like a cliched dad when I say this, but genuinely, our little boy is properly gorgeous. He is. He's blonde and blue-eyed and really good-natured, and sometimes I'm just walking him round to the park, holding his little hand, and I'll just be swept away by how beautiful he is, and I'll just catch myself thinking, oh, my God, you are so gorgeous. If anything happens to your mum and she dies, we are going to look so attractive.
OK, which leaves us with Milton. Let's see what topic we have. It's entertainment.
I was watching Blue Peter the other day, who's a neighbour with really bad circulation. I said to him, Peter, why don't you get a pacemaker? He said, I can't even run, let alone keep up with someone. I was watching TV the other day, and I flipped over, and all I could see were the brown cushions on my sofa really close up. You have to be careful watching television. You think to yourself, that bloke's better looking than me, he's got a better car than me, and he's got a cat called Jess. My favourite film is the French film And. I think it was released over here as E.T. You have to admire people who go into the performing arts. They have to do exercises every single day for their future careers. Big issue. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Milton Jones. Point at the end round goes to Alan and Milton. Yes, the question I was looking for was, how long is it since man first set foot on the moon, as celebrated this week? It was on July the 21st, 1969, that Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin set foot on the lunar surface, whilst the third member of the Apollo 11 crew, Michael Collins, waited in the spaceship. Collins later said he was sweating like a nervous bride.
It's such an interesting fact because, like, we've only really... A lot of the population just found out that there was a third guy. You're like, oh, really? Oh, cool. How tempted would he have been just when they were coming back just to put on an alien mask like that? So he went, hey, you never guess what the...
Before we move on, can I get this straight? We're going to talk about this like the moon landings happened?
Yes, we're presuming for the sake of this conversation that the moon has actually happened.
In 1969, right, they took off and went, oh, let's point it at the moon. Let's land on the moon. Oh, there's the moon. Oh, time's up. Let's take off from the moon. Go back to Earth. Let's point it. We don't want to miss Earth. NASA can't launch a rocket from here without blowing it up. Their next mission is called Operation Space Grave. We, as a culture, do not have the ability to get to the moon. We don't have the ability to get a Saturday show right for Graham Norton. What else are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about Aslan's birthday, are we? And Mrs. Tiggy Winkle having a wedding anniversary. It didn't fucking happen.
It did happen. There was a faked moon landing, but you are confusing it with the one by Wallace and Gromit.
Their current theory is that what they want to do is try and make a stopping-off station on the moon so as they can get to Mars. And that sounds to me rather like a Ryanair flight, isn't it? Oh, yes, we're flying to Mars, we actually land on the moon, and there'll be a bus service from there.
Doesn't going to the moon and going to Mars seem a bit pointless now that we've invented Photoshop? Hey, there's a man on Mars, and it's Bruce Lee.
They've actually found that, though. They've got a little bit of Mars back, haven't they? And they've actually found that there is life on Mars in the form of bacteria. So now we know that if the Martians ever do land, all we've got to do, little bit at Sillet Bang, we're away.
It'd be a very short film, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
War of the Worlds. And just Tom Cruise cleaning his kitchen. End of War of the Worlds.
There's a British guy up there at the minute, isn't there, in the space station? Yeah.
No, just in space.
Oh, OK.
In space, just in space, generally. Oh, that's the sad thing in space is Satanta still have that satellite going around. Just recently. And it's just trapped inside is Steve McManaman going, hello, hello.
Like the Superman baddie. Spinning around.
all the Satanta presenters, Steve McManaman, Jor-El, they're all in there trapped forever. Oh, we overextended ourselves financially. Ah.
To be honest, you can't have a British space station. Now, it would just sound so rubbish just to hear him up in space going, Nuneaton, we have a problem. You know that robot you said you sent us? Yeah, it's an old man covered in tin foil.
We can't really have a British space programme, man. The only way we'll ever get a Union Jack onto the moon is if we stick Nick Griffin on Brixton High Street.
I was wondering, would you go to Mars if you...
Are you offering?
I've already applied for the programme to be fired to Mars. I've applied several times under the name Chris Moyles. Yeah, just surprise me. Don't even tell me if you're going to do it. Just stick a sack over my head and fire me up there.
And if I say no, and if I say it's not me, I'm just joking. That's just a funny joke I do. Just fire me to Mars.
There's going to be no glory if we ever put a man on Earth, because you're there for 3 years not using your body. You'd arrive in Mars, go, here we go, and... my legs don't work!
I had a really good analogy for this, because I think it's really, really terrifying, isn't it? These boisterous people seem to be having, and very vulnerable people having their benefits cut. And the trouble with Tories is they tell you that they kind of sell this idea that it's these people's fault. And so this is my analogy. So I don't know if you know this, but girls, when they're in the toilets, some girls hover because they think that public toilets are disgusting.
What, off the floor?
No. Yes! It's amazing. We can do that.
You are amazing!
Yeah. But we only do it in secret or you'll love us too much. So the girls hover above the toilet seats and then they wee, and then that means that what they do is they kind of spray a fine mist all over the toilet seat, which means that if you're a trusting person who doesn't think that toilets are disgusting, you just sit down and then you're covered with somebody else's urine and you have to take it off. And actually the point is, if no one ever hovered, everyone could sit on toilets. It would be fine for everyone. It's just like the Tories. You see?
It's a hell of an argument. That is... I think we can all get behind that as a political slogan if nobody ever hovered.
I don't know whether I like girls more or less after that.
I'm just glad that I'm not the only one who hovers.
To scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is things you wouldn't hear on a fitness DVD.
Yoga. It's just stretching for twats.
Hello, I'm Darryl O'Brien.
Welcome to Fitness with Theresa May. I'm Amber Rudd. I'm going to make you sweaty and breathless. I've turned the heating up and hidden your inhaler.
I'd like you to raise your arms to here, and then to here, and then to there. OK, I'm afraid I'm going to have to take away your disability benefits.
And remember, guys, pain is temporary, except for Tony, who got one of his nuts caught in the trampoline springs.
This isn't going to work, is it? You can't even be bothered to leave the house. Stretch and release, stretch and release. Welcome to the penis enlargement workout.
Can you feel the burn? Then I recommend cranberry juice.
I never used to fit into this dress, but now I've had my penis removed.
Oh, yeah. You can feel the burn.
These used to be my trousers until I discovered the secret. Buying smaller trousers. Next, I'm going to show you my pecs. There are thousands of them. I got assaulted by a chicken.
OK, let's work on those more unsightly areas. Bums, tums and Croydon.
OK, now we're going to watch a carry-on film so you can work on your core.
And remember, girls, when it comes to weightlifting, what we're really looking for is a nice, clean snatch.
Go on, just stretch. Reach for your toes. Reach for them. Imagine your toes are made of chocolate, you fat fuck.
OK, the next topic is things you wouldn't read in a romantic novel.
He pressed his lips to hers and slid his tongue in. That's not how you're supposed to do it, shouted the other paramedic.
He was everything a woman wanted in a man. He was 47, greying, chubby, slightly camp.
He kissed her breast, tenderly. Oh, she said, get your own KFC bucket.
Mr. Darcy is the most eligible bachelor in the county, said Mrs. Bennet, and he's hung like a fucking cart horn.
Everything was in place. The bubble bath had been poured. The chocolate was there. The scented candles had been lit. This was going to be the best wank ever.
He put the chocolates down beside her. Silence. And then at last she spoke. Unexpected item in the bagging area.
6'2" and with shoulders so broad they look like they could carry the weight of the world, and a full, lustrous moustache. Rebecca really was an unusual-looking lady.
He took her by the hand. It's wonderful to see you again. The country air becomes you. Bosom still heaving, I see. Shit, did I say that last bit out loud?
I need to hear you say it again. Why? Why do you love me, Alexa?
She had never had a ménage à trois before, let alone with two famous brothers. They drove her wild all night with their cries of, to me, to you, to me, to you, to me.
Sophie looked absolutely beautiful in her flowing wedding dress. Admittedly, it was an odd choice to wear on a first date.
When they left the bar, she saw him in a new light. Daylight, and he was disgusting.
I want to see you shit in this bin.
Does fulfil the criteria.
Christian Grey turned to her and said, I'm going to make you feel pain like you've never felt before. And he put Ed Sheeran's Galway Girl on repeat.
As he gently removed her bra, she whispered, "Why are you wearing my bra?"
Oh, Mr. Darcy, you're so becoming. Really? He replied, because I think it's you that will be coming.
OK. The next topic is things you didn't hear at the Olympics.
I am the little girl from the opening ceremony. This is my real voice.
That gymnast is so supple. If my wife could do that, we'd still be together.
Chinese athlete with number 36 in his chest. That means he's a chicken chow mein. And it's gold for Ireland!
Well, that'll be low marks for synchronicity, but high marks for execution. Clean shot to the head, backwards off the board, pool full of blood, magnificent.
Next, over to Gabby Logan, who's going to tell us whether or not she's a transvestite.
And it... Go again, man, go again. Do it.
And I'm not letting you off for the last Ireland joke. You're not getting on again for the rest of the show. You are not doing another one for the rest of the show, all right?
You've just been...
Oh, let's look at the clock. It's more interesting than the show jumping.
The one thing we're all thinking during the Olympics, doesn't Claire Balding look like Eddie Izzard?
Nobody can touch this Russian gymnast, except their coach and their uncle.
And here comes...
Well, what a morning. We've got medals in the Yingling, Tiddly and Poe.
Next, the rhythmic gymnastics. You might want to start beating out your own rhythm at home.
And here...
And the French have 4 faults. Their language, their food, underarm hair, and the fact that they are French.
A surprise in the canoeing, where the British athlete has gone missing.
It was after I heard the buzzer.
that I realised one thing I hadn't heard at the Olympics, right, was fuck it.
The next topic is things that would change the atmosphere at a dinner party.
Ignore the banging. She's been in there for 24 years.
Help yourself to Nibbles. He was our favourite hamster, but it's what he would have wanted.
Are you sure this is pork? Well, it's just because Mike Crackling has a tattoo.
Don't worry, we don't say grace. We just sacrifice a child to the great god Imhotep.
Doorbell! Excellent. That'll be Heather Mills and James Blunt. Hope he's brought his guitar.
I hope nobody's allergic to nuts, because I like to rest mine on the table.
Well, this is absolutely lovely. I say we all raise a glass to the Fuhrer!
10 of you arrived. Only one will leave.
Anyway, long story short, after about 2 hours, you couldn't tell what was poo and what was chocolate.
There is a vegetarian option. You can fuck off.
Okay, the next topic is unlikely things to hear on a gardening programme.
There's something about eating food that's come from your own garden. This is quite a hearty stew I've made out of a squirrel I shot with an air rifle.
Well, to answer your question, I tend to keep mine on a hose reel, but then I'm very lucky down there.
These pine trees smell suspiciously of air freshener.
My advice would be don't splash out on expensive gnomes. Do what I do and just simply varnish some small children I found playing in the park.
I call this my Blue Peter garden because it's the first place that I blew Peter.
Remember, the trick is to get your pitchfork right through it before you take it and throw it back over the fence.
Well, we've had a letter from Mrs. Smith of Epsom who's asked us to identify something that she has found in her garden. Well, Mrs. Smith, that is a dog turd.
I've got a letter here from Maureen in Doncaster who's asking a question about herbs. In response to your letter, Maureen, I would recommend about £200 for an ounce, and if it's really good shit, 300.
Well, that is the wheelbarrow, and tomorrow I'll show you another sexual position.
So it's quite simple to take up an old patio. All you do is just leave it. Let's not talk about it ever again.
I woke up in a field of aubergines the other day. I thought, none of these baby seals have faces.
Right, welcome to the UKIP garden. Sod the lawns, let's concentrate on them borders.
So you could use a lawnmower or a strimmer, although I would recommend waxing.
Take the shovel, force it right down like that. Save your fortune in vet's fees having it put down professionally.
Help! I'm being attacked by pineapples! Help!
I like to plant my herbs in alphabetical order. People say to me,
how do you find the time? I said, it's there next to the sage.
At the end of that round, the points go to Ed, Hugh and Milton.
We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Catherine, which category would you like?
Politics.
OK, politics it is. The answer is 10 billion. What is the question?
Is it how many hours of community service will Justin Lee Collins have to do before a girl agrees to date him again?
Is it the number of tweets that David Cameron's received to his new Twitter account that include the word tosspot?
Is it, if the planet Earth wore trousers, what size waist would it take? Well, is it?
Well, let me check my notes. No, it is not.
Is it how many units do I get through a week?
Is it... What does 10 million sound like if you say it when you've got a cold?
Is it how many STDs are circulating on the Isle of Fernandos?
I don't even know. I don't... What?
From Take Me Out.
I always thought Take Me Out was a show about people who wanted to be assassinated.
Is it how many tattoos would I have to look remotely hard?
Is it after how many sheep do you know that you're really not going to go to sleep?
Is it how many undeserved chances will Rihanna give Chris Brown?
Is it how much would Mr. T get if he went to Cash for Gold?
Excellent topical reference there.
Is it how many sugar puffs can you get in a pillar box?
In fact, what are the chances against getting a joke about Jim Fricks?
OK, we'll move on to the correct answer.
How many days has that sail been on at DFS?
I really do need you to go to the correct answer now.
Is it the amount of cuts that the Chancellor of the Exchequer is trying to find from the welfare budget?
Absolutely right. Thank you very much, Andy Parsons. Our next round is called Newsreel. We play in a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and ask Hugh to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features the Prince of Wales.
Right, here we go. Next pub, 5 down, 4 to go, 6 pints in each. Oh, what an enormous television. You can put your hand right through it. How do you do that? Is it 3D? It's very real. Look.
That's because we are real, you see. This is a serving hatch in a pub.
Yes, I knew that. Anyway, I tell you what, I'll have a pint of that, please.
That is a charity collecting tape.
Yes, I knew that. In that case, I'll have whatever's in the barrel. A pint of clunge plunger, please. A packet of porky scratchies. Unless you've got any biscuits, Dutchy originals, I don't have to pay for them, you see, because I own the company. Anyway, I was saying to these fellas here, I only drink warm bitter at the moment. Yes, well, you would if you spent 4 hours on a sodding royal barge. Yes, feel that. Still freezing. It's weeks ago. Freezing. Feel my hands. Oh, look, lovely. Here's a pint of bitter. I love bitter, don't you? It's almost as British as Will.I.am wants to be. Anyway, down the hatch. Get it down, you Zulu warrior. And that's... Oh, no, that's a bit off, I think. Yes, I tell you what, I think the old pipes need a bit of a clean. As they said to Prince Philip. I tell you what, here's a question. Are pints getting smaller, or is my hand getting bigger? Show me the way to go home. Can you show me the way to go home? To be honest, it could be almost anywhere, because I have an enormous number of homes. And tell you what, why don't you join us on the next stage of the pub crawl? I I think it might be the crown and the sceptre. It's as close as I'm going to get to either of them.
Well done, Hugh. Well done, mate.
Enjoying the Moscow weather, William? I don't understand. Why aren't we in a car? Well, we can't. There's one road in and one road out. After the pasty thing, we can't afford another U-turn. Never mind, it won't matter. Now, I am David Cameron, Prime Minister of Great Britain. This is William Hague, Phil Mitchell look-alike. We're here to meet Vladimir Putin and the other fella.
Oh, yes, well, you say you are Prime Minister, yet you do not have a car.
Yes, no, we haven't come in a car.
Even the Greeks have a car, and their economy is shit.
Well, no, please let us in. He is expecting us, so if you could show us to the gatehouse.
So, this is the inside of the fearsome Kremlin. Can't see why it's so frightening. Perhaps people have never been to Barnsley.
So, Vladimir, lovely to see you. Didn't recognise you with a shirt on, and not riding a horse.
Yes, come and meet the others. Hello, Hague. Hello, Natalia.
Yes, how do you do? I am David. I am the British. Hello, how do you do? I am David Cameron. I am the British. Not one handshake. Well, never mind, David. You've only lost a bit of pride. At least you haven't mislaid your child again. I've come to think of it, I wonder where she... Never mind, let's listen to what...
So, Comrade Cameron, your mission is complete. Now phase 2. You will travel to Washington. You will give Obama a present he is not expecting.
Oh, my God, he's gone completely mad. So, never mind, carry on as normal. Don't eat any sushi. So, right. Vladimir, we are very pleased to be here at this historic time for both our countries. We wish to foster trade links between our two great nations. Russia and Britain are uniquely matched in that you have lots of money, and we are quite happy for you not to pay any tax at all. So, could you translate that, please?
Yes, certainly. He says you are a criminal who rigged the election and you should rot in jail.
No, I didn't say that. I was mistranslated. I was talking about trade links.
Yes, he says you dress like a girl and you smell like a meerkat. Yes. Kill him.
Thank you very much,
Oh, put him down, Camilla. I'm sorry she's insatiable. Anyway, I meant to give you this. I don't know why. I don't care.
Oh, look at this. This is lovely. Isn't like a lovely Christmas present? Goodness, my voice is even lower than normal. I wonder if they have any strepsils. By the way, I have already paid for this. I'm not walking off with it.
Oh, for goodness sake, Camilla, put them down. It's a compulsion. We haven't got any money.
Oh, no, please, if you could just pop them in the bag, that'd be thank you so much. Lovely, thank you.
Just a quick word in your shell-like, Your Royal Highness. That is, in fact, the fourth carrier bag your wife has filled with Christmas goodies. So far, she hasn't paid us for any of them. It's a charity event.
Well, don't worry, I'll just write you a pretend IOU. I normally prefer to play the way I handle my relationship with my mother. Contactless. You take your hat off and you bow. That's what you do. Hat off, bow. It may be Christmas, but I'm still the Prince of Wales. Yes.
Oh, look at these. These are lovely. Would you give me a small furry aviator? Could I have one, please? No. Miserable wanker.
Hello, Camilla. We got all the goods you asked us to obtain for you.
That's lovely. Are they all here? Oh, what a lovely puppy. Could I have the puppy? Look at these dogs. What lovely dogs. Could I have the dogs?
Hi, Barack Obama. Vote for me in November. Don't vote for Mitt. His name sounds like an oven glove. So, say, David, you like to shoot hoops?
Yes, well, actually, I'm just fearfully posh. I like to shoot almost everything. Riding, really. I've got an ex-police horse I can borrow. Yes, anyway, my name's David. I'm just chillaxing with Barack. Yes. We've got a special relationship. Not in that way, of course. No, the Church of England would go mad. No, you'll have
have to forget David. He's never been to a ball game before. He doesn't know the rules. Yeah. Well, I like netball. In fact, I prefer football. Yes. Hey, you! You better shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. That's what I say. Shut your mouth. I'm sorry if I... you better tell your limey friend to shut his mouth. I'm going to shut it for him. You can take that Beckham with him. Yeah. OK, he says, would you shut the fuck up? He's serious, is he? I see. So, say, have you got one of these? This is a medal I got for killing Osama bin Laden with my bare hands. Yeah, I did that. I killed. Vote for me in November. I killed Osama with my bare hands. You want one? I got drawers full of this shit in the White House. Yeah, that's... So, Dave, you ever killed a man with your bare hands? Well, I've thought of killing Nick a couple of times. Seems the kindest thing to do, really. Put him out of his misery. God, it's hot in here. I'm as hot as a pasty with VAT on it. Now, tell me, hang on a minute. I'm almost certain I had my daughter with me when I came in here.
All right, no hard feelings. I only shagged her once. Yeah, she's a lovely girl. The tactics, pass to Rooney, don't let Heskey shoot. And you here, Sean Wright Phillips, what are you doing here? I picked Walcott. Right, you lot go and train. I will announce the team 15 seconds before kickoff.
So, I'm going to see if I can get this right this time. So, here we go. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2... What comes next? 1, 2, I can't get this. 1, 2, 1, 2...
Yeah, don't worry about that, Wayne. Look, I'll tell you what, I'll show you some moves that the girls love. You ready? Look at that. Bring me sunshine. In your smile. No, they love that, the girls. I'll tell you what, I could be on that Strictly Come Dancing. Look at that, eh? Anton Jubek, you stuff that up your jacksie. Hey, I wonder if somebody's burgling me house while I'm here.
Hey, Wayne, how is your anger management going? It's important, I know.
Hey, piss off, Fabio. Here's another thing I tell the girls, like, they love a bit of thigh. Do you see that? They love a bit of thigh, the girls, they love it. And, yeah, I'll tell you what I'm doing, eh? I'm warming up, but I tell you what, it's not for football. No, it's not. I can't seem to get... I can't go in the same direction as everyone. So that's right, left, right, left. I can't seem to get it. That's all. Left. Here's another one that girls love. Look at that. I'll tell you what I call that. I call that the leg over. Do you like that? They love that, the girls. They love it. Here's another one. Look, I bow before your beauty. The girls love that. How come we are so shit?
Our next round is called Newsreel. We play in a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and ask you to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features Peter Mandelson.
Well, welcome, Lord Mandelson, to the new Labour election HQ. We've got everything that you asked for. We've got an area for phone polling, we've got an area for leaflets, we've got an area for envelope stuffing, and, of course, we have begun work, as requested, on the machine. Oh, the machine. When will it be finished? Well, we just started the installation. It should be ready by the middle of next month. Ah, as soon as that. That's beyond my wildest imagination. Just one question, though. We're not quite sure. You know, what is the machine? The machine? Yeah, yes, we never built one. So, you know, what exactly does the machine... Let me explain. The machine. Soon my enemies will be rounded up and fed into the machine. It will suck their brains dry, and I will be the most powerful politician in the world. It's just a machine for sucking dry the brains of politicians. Is that how... Yes. And this is where I will watch it from. Revenge will be mine, Harry Potter. Are you going to put glass in this? Only I don't want to get splashed.
And well done, you.
It's Margaret Beckett, isn't it? From the first Labour government. Do you know, I'm beginning to wonder how recent this footage actually is. Well, only a train in a box. That's odd. Mummy normally gives me a Twix and a lump of organic cheese. Still, never mind. Stick that on eBay. So This, sir, will be your driver, Dave.
Hello, Dave. I love you. So you drive this, do you? Yes, I bet you've got a tale or two to tell.
Yeah, well, actually, it has been hairy a couple of times.
I bet it has. Yes. Do you know, I quite fancy doing your job.
Yes, and I quite fancy doing your job.
Well, that's not going to fucking happen, is it? Can I have a go?
No, I'm afraid it's against regulations.
Is it? Is it? Now, Dave, think very carefully. Yes, I think that's the right answer. Nobody wants to be force-fed organic biscuits. Anyway, let's have some fun. This is an impression. This is the British economy. It's going backwards. Yes, I know. Don't worry, I understand about trains. Now, tell me, Dave, can this go sideways?
Backwards and forwards. It's backwards and forwards. Why don't we just concentrate on driving the train? So just push the lever forward if you could.
It's a lever, is it? I thought it was an enormous licorice all-sauce. What do? Just push it forward, do I? Oh, yes, look, we're going. Well, this is a piece of piss, Dave. You're stealing a living. Yes. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on, my arm's stuck. Hang on, Dave, my arm's locked. David, my arm... I can't stop. My arm's locked. His arm's locked. My arm's locked. I can't... Oh, my God, where are the brakes? Where are the brakes? They're out of control. I can't stop it. Got you there, didn't I, Dave?
Well done, you Dallas. Now we play a round called Your Grexits Are Here, Here and Here. This game involves James and Gary, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launched the wheel of news, and whoever chooses to stop, one of the performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. The first subject is parties. Who wants to go in that? James.
I went to a surprise party recently for my friend Daryl. We were all in his living room, all of us, in the dark, hiding. His girlfriend turned to us all, she went, right, he's going to be here in a minute. When he gets in, everyone jump out, yell surprise, and that will be really surprising. I argued it'd be a lot more surprising if instead of making all that commotion, we all just stood there in his living room in the dark, just... When he comes in and turns the lights on, see how surprised he is then? It's a good party. I schmoozed. I'm good at schmoozing. Buttering people up. I'll give you some schmoozing tips, why not? A lot of people will tell you when you're schmoozing, have a good icebreaker, right? Break the ice. What they won't tell you, at the end of the conversation, unbreak the ice. You don't want anyone else swooping in, taking advantage of all the lovely little ice cubes that you created. So freeze it over again before you leave. So as you're leaving, just slide something under the fence, like death comes to us all, something like that.
Thank you very much, James. So, Gary's left. Let's see what topic you have, Gary. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is childhood.
I didn't know what to get my little niece for Christmas, so I asked my sister what she's into. And apparently, at the moment, she's mad about frozen stuff, so I got her some oven chips and peas. Oh, they love that. Every Christmas Day, we'd always have pigs in blankets, or as you probably call them, relatives sleeping in the spare room. Winnie the Pooh, possibly the most vindictive chapter in Nelson Mandela's autobiography. It was only after I shot the 5th zombie that I started to wonder why they were all carrying bags of sweets and ringing my doorbell. I've been trying to recapture my lost youth. I really must get that cellar door fixed. One time when I was a kid, I bought a chocolate bar. On the inside of the wrapper, it said, "You're a loser." I wouldn't mind if there'd been some sort of competition on. To make things worse, it was a boost. As a family, we couldn't decide whether to have Nana buried or cremated, so in the end, we let her live. My 13-year-old cousin's already started taking heroin. It's amazing, isn't it? They shoot up so fast these days.
Well done. Very good. I'm going to go to Lady. Everyone come back.
You know, the vote went against Cameron because Parliament were very worried that going to war is like a mobile phone contract. It's very easy to start, it's impossible to leave, and it's very expensive when you're abroad.
It's a bit rich, though, that Labour have come out so heavily against any kind of action, though, doesn't it? Labour are all like, oh, we shouldn't be, not without UN support and not if it's illegal. And memories are kind of short, aren't they?
Yes.
Don't you remember Iraq? It just seems a bit much, Labour taking this hard line with the Tories on this. It's a bit like Madonna phoning up Lady Gaga and going, for God's sake, put some clothes on.
Well, the thing is, you know, we've said, you know, the way to stop him killing innocent civilians is probably not sending in cruise missiles, which are liable to kill innocent civilians. But we need to send him something to make him think twice about using chemical weapons again. Something surprising. I'm thinking atomic kitten. They've just reformed.
You know what? Of the many criteria in which you judge that, I think surprise, it definitely rates very highly. Which lineup of Atomic Kitten are you planning to send in?
Well, if you send in Kerry Katona with a credit card, she will bankrupt the country.
Kerry Katona would bring more chemicals in, though, so...
According to Obama now, this is going to harm the special relationship, and John Kerry as well has said that the special relationship is now in jeopardy, which I think is good, because I think the special relationship has always been a bit creepy, especially when you consider the age difference between the UK and the US.
But that special relationship fell apart about 10 years ago, didn't it, in Love Actually, when Hugh Grant was in charge?
Is this why you chose politics as a choice?
I always think, you know, if you're not sure on something, give it a go. It might be for you.
How has Obama reacted to this, then?
Oh, very badly.
He's done his homework.
Yes. The next topic is things a sports commentator would never say.
England have won the World Cup.
And that was 11.3 seconds. Sorry, Michael, you will not be getting a second date.
Ronaldo there being booked by the referee for taking his shirt off. He should know the rules by now. You are not allowed to take the referee's shirt off.
Well, in this Grand National, as they come round to the chair for the second time, the music stops. Red rum is eliminated.
And you join us now for the diving. Here we go. Oh, that wasn't very impressive. Oh no, sorry. Oh, no, you join us here for the swimming. Right.
Well, I think from here he's going to go for the top right-hand corner, and he does! That is how you stick on a stamp.
Judges there, all very impressed. A textbook reverse tuck. You're watching RuPaul's Drag Race.
Is that Maria Sharapova or Mark the Week's Olga Koch?
Thank you for joining us. We've got a very exciting afternoon of sport ahead of us, but first, the golf.
Welcome to the World's Strongest Man competition, where we see Dave from Sunderland attempt to pull a bus. They really will shag just anything.
And now time for the gay horses. I mean, dressage.
And he has rested the ball there perfectly on the cushion. This really is a lovely new saddle they've made for Lance Armstrong.
Well, at the start of the day, I asked if he'd got the bottle. Now he has proved he has got the bottle. That is my bottle. Give me my bottle.
Will it be gold? Will it be silver? Will it be bronze? Who knows what colour the Russians' urine test will be?
Oh, and here they come, running onto the field, completely naked, wearing nothing but shoes. This is an absolute... Sorry? I'm being informed that horses always look like that. This is my first time doing the ground action.
At the end of that round, the points go to Olga Ewan-Rees.
We start with a round called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what's going on here?
Oh, is this the live-action remake of the Pixar film Up?
Is Trump saying, of all the Kims I've met this week, you're in the top 2 sexiest?
Is Donald Trump saying, I've always been a very big fan of yours, Mr. McIntyre?
Wait. Is it the finalists from the world's worst hair competition meet up?
Is Trump saying, don't look now, but he's got a telephone on his head?
Don't think much of this remake of Rush Hour.
Is this the people who are down to the last 2 to present Saturday Night Takeaway?
Is he having a little fart there? Look, his little back flaps up.
How long have you been working in men's tailoring?
Is that not what that's for?
It's not. I'm not sure that's exactly what it's for, but it's certainly never referred to as... And we've also included a little back flap.
Or is Trump saying, it's good to see the American flag next to the flag for Pret a Manger?
Does anyone have the actual answer?
This is the summit between Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump in Singapore.
Absolutely right. Thank you very much. Yes. This is a picture of the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and US President Donald Trump. This week, the two signed an agreement to move towards the denuclearization of North Korea. How did the summit go, then? Are we writing the first draft of history here? Was it a success, or are we all going, did that just happen? What was that?
It seemed to go well, but you can't really tell. Trump did no preparation, apparently, for it at all. And his excuse for doing that was that he didn't need to, because he said, I rely on my touch, my feel, that's what I do. And that is why 24 women are accusing him of sexual assault.
North Korea said that they would destroy a missile site, but they didn't specify that it would be a North Korean missile site.
We shall denuclearize by using up all our nuclear bombs on South Korea.
A plan which is literally soul destroying.
Yes.
You also don't need to know.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Trump said the past does not have to define our future, which to me proves that he has read Gareth Southgate's England team talk.
How did he arrive, by the way? Did he arrive in a great pomp?
In a big house with balloons attached to them.
He arrived in a sort of a motorcade, didn't he, with lots of...
He always travels in the motorcade with people running alongside.
Look like they've just push-started it.
Is he going to win a Nobel Prize for this? I'm sorry, just put that... Is he going to win the Nobel Prize for this?
Which one?
Trump, presumably.
He's certainly not going to win it for physics or literature.
Unlikely things to hear in hospital.
We need a drip. Somebody get me Michael Gove.
Now, the good news is your blood results have come back clear. The bad news is blood shouldn't be clear.
Oh, my
my God, yay, £350 million. Great news, thanks.
Time of death, Pim's o'clock. Look, if you squeeze his drip really hard, he gets an erection.
I'm a junior doctor and I get paid enough.
Erectile dysfunction, you say? Does it hurt when I do this? And does it feel amazing when I do this?
Now, you have pneumonia. Would you like to keep that or gamble for the big prize?
I remember when my dick looked that young.
I am the leading gynecologist in this hospital. I work in the cafe, but I'm a bit of a legend.
Would anybody like a hand? I've just found a hand.
You have cancer. Sorry, you're having a cancer. Your baby is due July 15th.
Well, the good news, it's not spread. It might be jam or peanut butter.
I see you. I see you. No, can you tell me the way to the ICU?
We've had a look at your X-ray, and what we've found might alarm you. There's a big skeleton living in your body.
Yes, I think it's a curvature of the upper spine, but it's just a hunch.
Good news, Mrs. May. We managed to have your tear ducts repaired just in time for your big speech.
All right, the end of the point to the Tom. All gamers! Now we play a round called English Jokes for English People. This game involves Ramesh and Milton, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and whoever chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is education. Who wants to go on that? Ramesh.
Well, as a vegan... I wanted to supplement my son's education, so I'm helping him to learn to read. That's one of the things that I'm doing. And helping your child to read is one of the most magical and rewarding things that you can do as a parent, on day one. After that, it's one of the most frustrating, annoying, I'd rather punch myself in the face repeatedly than ever do this again activity that you can ever do. And let me tell you why. They do not care about making sense. Right? They'll just read all the easy words. When they get to one they don't know, instead of trying, they'll just look at the picture and just throw something random into the sentence without any regard for what effect that has on what they're saying. And I'm supposed to not get angry. I'm supposed to not get angry when my son goes, Jack went strawberry? How could that be what it said? How could it be Jack went strawberry? What are you talking about? What would that even look like? How could that be what it said? Tell me. I tell you what, you think that's what it said, you go strawberry now. Go on. No, go strawberry. That's what you think it said. Stop crying, go strawberry. Go strawberry. Why didn't you do it? Go kiwi then, I don't give a shit. You're not doing it, are you? I tell you why not, because it doesn't make any bloody sense. My wife thinks I'm overreacting.
Thank you very much, Robert. OK, that leaves us with Milton. So let's see what you've been at for Milton. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is family.
My uncle, he was a cruel man. He knew we lived in a bungalow, yet every year for Christmas we always got a slinky. It's a miracle my sister's getting married. I went to the printers to get the invites done. He said, well, what typeface? I went... She seems to like him. My grandfather, during the war, he broke the Enigma code machine. Then he went AWOL. Well, it's not quite true. Then he became an owl. My grandmother, she's been talking about downsizing, and now she's in a little urn. My other grandmother, she was a children's writer. You may have seen her book, Jack Goes Strawberry. I haven't always been popular with my family as a vegan. That doesn't normally work. Recently, my family all clubbed together and got me a voucher for a clinic in Switzerland. Thank you.
Hey, well done. Point down the middle, Jones. Come on back in. Let's spin the wheel. First subject is the north-south divide. How?
The north-south divide, yes. I believe we should build a wall and make it official. I do. Obviously, you know, northerners can build it. Well, pay for it. But it's all built on stereotypes. The assumptions are all... It's all built on stereotypes. Like, I have relatives in Grimsby who come to London and look for London to fulfil its stereotype. So they walk round going, oh, it's so unfriendly, no one chats to each other. And I say to them, why this constant need to chat? In Grimsby. I said to them, there was a little less chat and a bit more reading. Grimsby could be a cultural and economic superpower, it really could. The assumption is ridiculous, though. The assumption that everybody down south is rich is unfair. Like London, yes, very wealthy city. It's also got the biggest concentration of poverty in the UK is in London. That's a fact. Not me, thank God. God, no. Don't be silly. No. This goes tits up. Mummy bails me out. But, see, maybe that's why I've got a thing about this, because I am from a very middle-class southern family, and I am a bit of a middle-class southern twat. You know, we're one of those families that meet and everything is lovely. It's like, so how are you? Are you well? Yes, I'm lovely. Are you lovely? I'm lovely too. But we're not really lovely. We can't do confrontation, the middle classes. That's why you never see us on the Jeremy Kyle show. Ever. She's sleeping with your best mate! Well, obviously, I'm not happy about it, Jeremy. It'd be rubbish, wouldn't it? They're having a baby, she stole money off you to buy drugs. She is a bit of a character.
Oh, thank you very much, Hal. Well done. Now we're left with Josh. Let's see what you have. Let's spin the wheel. The topic is the home. Josh Whittaker.
My flatmate is kind of filling our kitchen full of all the kind of pointless things my mum has in her home now. I don't know if you've got... We've just got this tea bag saucer, the saucer for tea bags. It's a very useful item. If you haven't got it, what it is, it's a saucer that you keep halfway between your kettle and your bin. And it's basically for when you make a cup of tea and then you get the tea bag, look across at the bin and go... I mean, that's a journey, isn't it? I mean, that's 3 or 4 yards. I mean, I need a stop-off. That's like driving to Leeds. I could die of tiredness. Then you walk halfway, put your tea bag down, go back, pick up your cup of tea and walk past the bin and out the kitchen. All we've done is create a kind of tea bag death row. That's all we've done. got a teabag sauce on our breakfast bar. If you haven't got a breakfast bar, what it is, it's an extra yard of sideboard. And it's for eating your breakfast. So when you wake up in the morning, you want to eat your breakfast, but you think, bloody hell, it's too early for a table, isn't it? I mean, I can't handle one of them until lunchtime. I mean, what I want is something slightly higher and less comfortable. That's what I'm looking for here. There's one thing I don't want to eat at 8 a.m. It's a bar. That is the reason I feel so shit in the first place.
Well done to both of you.
Discarded titles for the next Harry Potter book.
Harry Potter is thrown in jail for wearing a hood.
Harry Potter and the Wet Dream.
Captain Corelli's mandolin.
Harry Potter and the Mudblood Prince in a Nazi uniform.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Commerce.
Harry Potter does Dallas. Red hot muggle on muggle action.
Harry Potter and the child actor's inevitable mental breakdown.
Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Abu Ghraib.
Harry Potter and the two other kids who can't act.
We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Catherine, which category would you like?
Politics.
OK, politics it is. The answer is 10 billion. What is the question?
Is it how many hours of community service will Justin Lee Collins have to do before a girl agrees to date him again? Is it how many undeserved chances will Rihanna give Chris Brown?
This is the news that at the Conservative Party conference in Birmingham this week, Chancellor George Osborne announced that in its drive to reduce the deficit, the government will cut a further £10 billion from the welfare budget by 2017. Where's that going to come from?
Well, just checking, they're not cutting friends with benefits, right?
Still fine. That's still grand. Up to the age of 25. Who has received a hero's welcome at the conference?
Batman!
Yes, the bit where Batman came. No, not Batman.
Oh, Boris.
Boris Johnson said he wanted to be tough on crime. And this was after, apparently, he's had 6 bikes nicked. And you're wondering, has he really had 6 bikes nicked? Or 6 times he just hasn't got a clue where he in fact left?
What was the hero's welcome? What did they do for him?
So they kind of clapped. It wasn't like they threw rose petals or anything like that. They were just very happy to see
Well, a
him.
hero's welcome. You know, in Aladdin, when he's on the elephant and it's, hey, clear the way in the old bazaar. Hey, you, let us through. It's a bright new star. Oh, come be the first on the block to meet his eye. You know, you're gonna love this guy. That... That's the hero's welcome.
I defer to your definition of a hero's welcome. At no point did Boris arriving on, near, or confusingly like an elephant.
The question is, would you recommend this A&E department to your friends and family? I mean, what are you going to say to them? Oh, well, don't worry, you've had an accident. You're going to St Mark's, and that's got a cracking A&E.
It's the beginning of Casualty. Wasn't it? Just a man falling off his shed onto his garden rake and then crawling to his laptop to go on TripAdvisor.
Or just come home to your partner, square up and go, I'm going to send you someplace nice.
Well, I've never heard domestic violence put quite as charmingly as that.
Is it earth, wind, and douchebag? Well, David Blaine, he used to be an illusionist, and now he's an endurance performer, which just sounds like homeless to me. David Blaine's biggest magic trick is staying relevant. I mean...
And it's nationality. Who wants to give me that? Catherine.
Hello. I'm of mixed heritage, actually. I talk like a Canadian, but I tolerate my partner's drinking like an Irish girl. I travel a lot, from London to Ireland, and anyone who's flown Heathrow to Cork knows that on your way to the plane, they have signs reminding you how many chances you've got left to get drunk.
They're like 6 licensed shops, 2 shops, 1 shop. It's like, what? Before I board an aircraft filled with wine to get to the land of Guinness? And the final shop is right at the gate. And in that shop, there's a sign that says, no ID, no sale. And I'm like, this is an international airport. How about no ID? How'd you get on the plane? It is in the boarding lounge, If a terrorist manages to sneak through levels of security at the world's busiest international airport, give him a pint.
Thank you very much, Catherine Ryan.
Is it Harvest Festival attracts troublemaker?
No, it's holy F, a Teletubby. Looking at the whole picture, is it the London Underground where sexy singles meet?
He said that he's never going to talk to anyone on the tube again. I want to be there when a tourist comes up to him and goes, is this Marble Arch? And he has to go...
Well, it's the only way they'll learn. I'll have to go through that. Hello, Londoner. I'm just home from Ireland. I was wondering what train I should... Oh, you're going? OK, I'll try another one.
I would talk to you, Mr. O'Brien.
Yeah.
I would take you to your destination and carry your bags.
Thank you very much. Well, you are a foreigner. I've been here too long and now I shun you as well. Hello.
All right. I'll pretend I'm on a tube. Ask me a question.
Hello, sir. I was wondering if you knew if this is the perfect place to change for the Jubilee line.
Excuse me, I was wondering if this is the right place for... I want to get to Buckingham Palace.
It's shameful. This man is a pioneer, the first man ever to speak on the tube. And your people, instead of lifting him up, you punish him by making him coach your football team.
Some scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area. I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, the first subject is lines you wouldn't hear in a Bond movie.
Hey, it's me, Pussy. Pussy no more? Yeah, I'm post-op now. It's all real good.
Unlikely things to hear at a party conference.
Let's get drunk and join the Euro. Here in support of Testicular Cancer Awareness Week, it's Shadow Chancellor Ed Ball.
Or, still as cool as ever, it's Entourage, the movie.
In the interim, she had taught the parrot to slag him off.
You can do that with real-life kids. This is an outrage. It's an absolute outrage. I think we forget sometimes who the real victims are. And it's people like me who see the word FIFA. I know that word means football. There's a secret history that you guys know all about. I have no idea what's going on. I thought they got arrested because all their migrant workers were dying all over the place. That's apparently not the problem.
Also in the news this week, who can tell me what's going on here?
Is that Barack Obama playing pretzel buckaroo?
Or is Barack shaking the hand of the very pretzel that choked George W. Bush? He's having a nice time. No breakfast is ever made better by Stephen Harper or David Cameron showing up to it. It's not like he's waiting to start the party when Cameron gets there.
Oi, oi! From the other side, they all turn and Cameron's like, what is... comes. The answer is 5. But what is the question?
Is it, how many basic bitches does it take to escort Kate Moss off an EasyJet flight?
Is that a thing? Is that like a...
I'm a pretty basic bitch.
I think you're an ornate bitch, right? I think...
You think I'm a ratchet-ass hoe?
Well... I didn't want to make it too obvious, so I've got a little soft spot for you.
Is it how many names are currently written on Taylor Swift's blank space?
Is it? As a...
I know it's a song. I know Taylor Swift.
You know Taylor Swift?
Hate.
Is this what we do? If ever we mention any band and you're going to do an impression?
No, that's not what's going to happen here.
Is it Kate Bush?
Commercials that never made it to air.
FIFA summer sofa sale. Total office clear out. Bribe now, pay later. Why pay more for ratchet, trifling-ass pilots when you can get to where you're going on EasyJet? A basic bitch will get you there.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a sci-fi movie.
This man can now reach the full potential of his brain. Joey, wake up. You can tie your shoes. Reem. The dinosaurs are killing everyone. Why do we keep reopening this park? Who keeps giving us public liability insurance?
We saw it around called Picture of the Week. I showed the panel a topical image and asked me to tell me what's happening. So here's a picture of the 4 Labour leadership hopefuls. What's going on here?
Is it AshleyMadison.com relaunches with hip new image? Is it a charity appeal? Like, for £3 a month, you could buy these deluded fools fresh water and false hope. They're calling it Corbyn mania, but you can't just put mania at the end of a word and think that it means something. Like Beatlemania, that was when they played to 55,000 people in Shea Stadium. Corbyn mania is 1,100 bored pensioners in Norfolk.
Congratulations to the Germans, but I'm going to say it. Historically, I've never forgiven them. No. Do you remember Frank Lampard's goal in the 2010 World Cup? That was way over the line. What? No way is this outweigh that.
You mean 800,000...
No wonder they're trying to be the good guys of Europe.
You think this whole... taking in 800,000 refugees...
It would have made it 2-2, Dara!
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it, Josh. The Germany's getting World Cup points for each Syrian that they let in. I've already got a $5 on a German Syrian to win Eurovision. I just like the narrative.
There is an element to which, like, Germany won the World Cup and the team was partly Turkish as well. Like, whatever. This thing does work in sport. Mo Farah, anyone? You know? Because, you know, there is another, you know, migrant came over here. Like, they will bolster your sporting chances, lads.
Mo Farah is a Somalian who acquires gold on land. Nothing I don't like about him.
On the board are 6 categories. Ed, which category would you like?
Home news, please.
Home news it is. The answer is 63 years. What is the question?
Is that how long before the Lib Dems can legitimately book a conference room again?
What unusual present might people be giving this Christmas?
I think it's actually sperm.
It is
isn't
sperm. Yes, it is sperm. Yeah.
But
It's
this
not an unusual gift. Horrific return policy. Not interested.
You said 14 days.
Oh, you've lowered the tone, Dara!
How have I ruined it? How have I ruined it? Unlikely things to hear on breakfast TV.
The world of show business has suffered another tragic loss. But don't worry, it's one of the ones you already thought was dead. If you hear a knock at your door, you could be the winner of £20,000. 2 knocks and it's a police raid. Hide the guns.
The next topic is lines you wouldn't read in a romantic novel.
She felt every part of his 8 inches. He was stiff, absolutely wretched, and even in her innocence, she knew her hamster was dead. Jeremy Corbyn, you've got me blindfolded. What are you going to do now? Nothing. I just wanted to highlight the injustice of inmates detained at Camp X-Ray without a fair trial.
The EU put tariffs on snuff, which is really going to annoy any 19th century aristocrats.
I love snuff.
Yeah?
Yeah, I popped some before. Give me a bit of courage to do this show. Did a little bit of snuff.
No, James, you did cocaine.
The boy who sold it to me told me it was snuff.
The small Dickensian boy who sold Hello, Governor! Hello, Governor! Yeah, try this snuff, man. I've got a turkey and I've got some snuff.
He said he was a Dickensian crack boy.
You presume that was some sort of chimney thing.
Having a crisis, a fly's gone up Angela's nose.
Okay, that's also cocaine, right? Would you all on this side stop euphemistically doing cocaine?
How are you guys talking about cocaine when we've got the two who are dressed like Scarface over here?
I like Ed's little dead boy shirt he's got on with the little ghosty faces.
They're little... I've worn this in tribute because this is what Dara's going to look like when he's a ghost.
Yes, I will. When I pass away, I revert to my Mexican state.
You can imagine you hovering over all of our beds when you've passed away.
Unlikely lines from the grave. Step up to the mic.
Scenes you never thought you'd see.
Oh, you can't get rid of me now, Brian Cox.
Brian.
Science can't explain this, Brian.
What good is your physics now?
Whose number is up this week?
It's Carol Vorderman.
It is, of course, Carol.
Yeah.
Vorderman.
Silly old cow.
Yeah, basically...
She got paid £900,000 a year. The people that won Countdown got a T-shirt and a dictionary. And she's only there because old people find it comforting to see the same face. I think, should they be comforted? I'd like to see the person picking the letters dressed up as death. I'd like her to have stayed on, but just in a sort of couldn't care less, half-hearted way. You've got to get 10,000 with a 5, a 7, an M.
Why did she just be shuffling around in a dressing gown, just swigging from a can?
She imagines she's indispensable. Oh, they'll never be able to find a younger woman who can use a calculator.
Can I just say that I once got into a lift with Carol Vorderman, absolutely hilariously. I got into a lift, Vorderman was already in the lift, and she was at the numbers. And she was actually at the numbers in the lift, and she looked at me as if to say, I'm in control of these numbers. Where do you want to go? And I think if you can't make a joke at this moment in life, you're in real trouble. So I just went, I'll have one from the top and 5 from anywhere else.
And you got trapped in a lift.
Do you know who I was really panicking now? Because Des is gone and now Carol's gone. I reckon Dictionary Corner are shitting themselves. Do you think they're unionised?
I think they'll be very pleased to be unionised because it's in fact a 9-letter word.
It was...
That's quite good. That's brilliant. That's good. Yeah, right.
The first round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories relating to current events. For each chosen category, I read out an answer and each player has to guess what the question might be. Gina, which category would you like?
I'm going to go for home news.
OK, your category is home news. The answer is 77 billion. What could the question be?
What will be the average London house price in 2008?
How many sperm does it take to change a light bulb?
Is it according to the Daily Mail how many asylum seekers are there in Britain? I think this is the number that Stephen Hawking can count up to before his battery runs out.
OK, it is something to do with the law. Something that's going to be against the law very soon.
It's the amount of cigarettes that get smoked in a year in Britain.
Very good. Well done, Roy. Okay. This refers to the smoking bill passed in the House of Commons this week, which will outlaw smoking in pubs, clubs and workplaces.
But, I mean, the ban hunting, the ban smoking, if you're a beagle, you've got no pleasures left.
It's all come too late for Roy Castle, hasn't it? Roy Castle's going to be spinning in his grave now, trying to beat the world record for spinning in his grave, currently held by O.J. Simpson's wife.
That was quite brilliant, and it was 3 different jokes, one after the other.
I think it's kind of ironic that you'd ban smoking in pubs in London when it's kind of impossible to breathe outside a pub in London. Children are chasing buses down the street, like nipping at the tailpipe, hoping for chunks of charcoal fresh air, you know.
So says the man from LA.
It has completely changed, because when I was a kid, you used to be able to buy not only normal cigarettes, but chocolate cigarettes. If you couldn't get normal, you were weaned onto cigarettes by chocolate cigarettes. And if you were in a media family, presumably you had to snort lines of sherbet.
You let people drive cars, right? I'm guessing a car puts out more smoke than maybe a cigarette?
It does, but that doesn't mean... Yeah.
You don't actually drive inside.
Yeah.
You know, don't drink and drive, especially in the pub.
What shocking figure has smoking been held largely responsible for in parts of Glasgow?
The shocking figure of Michelle McManus, Tara. It's the life expectancy of 54.
It is just below 54 in parts of Glasgow.
Yeah.
The Carlton?
And if you've ever been to the Carlton, you'll realise that's maybe a bit long. It's got a lower life expectancy than Iraq, and the really galling thing is that Iraqis also get to watch a better standard of football.
The Guardian illustrated the story with this photo from a Glasgow pub of schoolboy Paul Macmillan.
Have they managed to get the moon inside the room?
This is Glasgow's version of the Lord of the Rings. Aye, I'm a wee elf.
I don't understand that at all. Also, somebody ought to tell him that his shoulder's on fire.
It's all very well making jokes about this guy, but I'm going to be the one wandering around the streets of Glasgow where he's sitting on the lookout for me with his little hobbit friends.
There's the bloke next to him vaporised completely.
Yeah. His head is OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is advertising. Who wants to come in? Mark.
I just think aggressive advertising has gone too far. It actually has the opposite effect for me. I saw a trailer for a film, Them. It was called Them. So I know it's a silly name. What do you mean, them? That's just anyone apart from me, for a start. Right? We'll narrow it down a bit. But it said on this trailer, you'll never feel safe in your home again. I think, OK, I won't go and see that then, thank you. Who needs to pay £12 for that? Yeah, how's the film? Brilliant. We've had to move out, though, unfortunately. It drives you mad. After a while, you just think, can't people just calm down a bit? But in London, nearly everything is cleverly marketed. Even toilets. In London, you never just get toilets that say men, women. There's always a theme, like, you know, bucks and does. I don't know the answer. I'm drunk. Where do I piss? Let's just cut to the chase, shall we? I was in London, in this pub, the toilet said XX and XY. Like chromosomes. I know, I didn't realise I have to revise for this wee. You know? I would have done different A-levels if I realised it would restrict my pissing in the future.
Thank you very much, Mark. OK, let's spin the wheel again. The subject is charity. Who wants to come in on that? Russell.
It's, cheer if anyone's ever given clothes to Oxfam. Fair enough. You whooped then. Woo, do we win a prize? No. It's a really odd feeling because you feel quite proud of yourself. Just where am I going? I'm off to save Africa. That's right. And you wander in, you just plop down your clothes. Always some lovely lady bung it anywhere. And there's a tiny part of you that gets really annoyed. You almost want to go, right! Well, we'll do that again, shall we? And this time you're going to act like you give a shit. It sounds bad, but there's a tiny part of you that wants her to go, Sire, he brings goods! The chosen one has arrived! as you fling pans at orphans. Yippee, hurrah! Will you ever be back in time, you needy tinkers? Banana dance.
Dr. Howard. OK, now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely instructions.
Please do not use this electrical appliance while you're in the bath. Actually, you know what? Go on. If you're that dumb, I think we can afford to lose you.
Nick Clegg Feng Shui. Move everything to the right for an easier life.
Hot noodle. For best results, put back on the shelf.
If pain persists, see a doctor. Just make sure it's not Michael Jackson's doctor. To light gas, first place match near buttocks.
One of these condoms has got a hole in it. Are you feeling lucky, punk?
Dale Farm yogurt. Contents may settle.
Please retain these assembly instructions in case you want to disassemble the furniture when you realise moving in with her wasn't the best move after all.
Instructions for sandwich toaster. Week 1, eat nothing but toasted sandwiches. Week 2, put in cupboard and never use again.
If unsure how to apply condom, take banana and beat erection with it till it goes away.
Enjoy your animal-shaped biscuits. Do not eat if seal is broken.
To reboot, pick up boots and put them on again.
Congratulations on your new bread maker. Ooh, I bet Kingsmill are quaking in their boots.
Game is over either when one player collects all cheeses or Daddy has a tantrum and kicks the board across the room.
Are your hands full, but you want to transfer 10 donuts?
OK. We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Holly, which category would you like?
Can we have home news?
OK, home news it is. The answer is no. What?
What is that going to be about,
I have no
Nora?
idea what story this could possibly refer to. What is the question, Holly?
Is it UKIP's immigration policy?
Is it do Man United have a defence?
Is it how should you not answer the question, did you pack these bags yourself?
Is it what is the least uttered word in a porn film?
Is it what did his friends call Nostradamus?
Is it, what type of oil painting is John Prescott?
Is it the answer to the question, do you want to be in my gang, my gang, my gang?
Is it can Tesco's financial director count?
If we could possibly now move you towards a correct answer.
Is it normal to take all your clothes off to have a poo?
Is it would Dara look sensible in a Fiat Cinquecento?
Is it do I have a tiny willy?
Is it once you're over 60, should you trust a fart?
Is it what the Scottish people said in the referendum?
It is exactly that. Thank you very much, Andy Forrester. That's right. Of course, the question I was looking for was, how did Scotland vote in last week's independence referendum? The vote, which had a remarkable turnout of nearly 85%, saw the No campaign win with 55.3% of the vote, compared to the Yes campaign's 44.7%. What do you think swung it in the end, then?
I think it's probably that more people voted no than yes.
It's a level of analysis we're very proud of. First topic is health.
I had to have my penis looked at. By a doctor. I didn't just wake up one morning and go, oh, more people should be looking at this, quite frankly. I used to spend an hour a day at my bedroom window with it pressed up against the glass. It was a scary experience having to go to the doctors. I thought I should build up the courage to get down there and have it looked at. Well, I went in there, my courage flew out the window like a little bird. Because as soon as I went in there, I found out that the doctor who I had an appointment with was a lady doctor. Now, I obviously don't have a problem with ladies being doctors. In fact, give them the vote, that's what I say. But there is a worry if there's a lady poking around down there. In that context, what if your nethers decide, ooh, think it's time to go to work? Luckily, then, I remembered I'm not an Alsatian whose lipstick pops out at the slightest whiff of an undercarriage. I needn't have worried because she was a good doctor, she was a great doctor. She put me at ease straight away using one word. This is what she said. She said, OK, Mr Gamble, just go behind that curtain there and pop it out for me. There's the word pop. Now, pop is a lovely word. As soon as I heard that word, I knew everything was going to be fine, because she was not expecting anything big in that area at all. Because the word pop is reserved for very small things. No one has ever said, come in, help me, pop the elephant in the van, have they? So I was relaxed. Better than me going in there and her saying, OK, just heave yourself out your trousers for me. Just haul yourself out the front of your trews. Just swing yourself over in my direction. Maybe I can bring out this Shire horse and he can drag your junk over towards my workstation. Or open this corner cupboard and bring out a team of pantomime dwarves who can shoulder your meat and waddle it over towards me, like pallbearers at a weird circus cock funeral. Thank you.
Good job. And the first topic is relationships. Ed.
So I've just moved in with my girlfriend. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. Cheers, thanks for the support, Mum. That's good of you. It's good, it's exciting. The first time I've lived with a girl. Obviously, we're finding out a lot more about each other that we didn't know before. What I found out about her is she's kinder, funnier, more sensitive than I ever realised. What we've both found out about me is I am a terrible, terrible prick and so difficult to live with. Because it turns out I am a tidy person. I didn't realise. I thought I was normal. But apparently it is not normal to have a favourite J-cloth. She is a messy, messy lady. She is unbelievable. She's laid back, no worries. She says that a lot. No, who has no worries? Are you dead? Are you a robot? What's wrong with you? You should wake up, worry, go to bed. That is a full day as far as I'm concerned. She genuinely said this out loud the other day. Hakuna Matata. And I'm starting to think the actual Swahili translation of that is doesn't hoover. Because there is underwear everywhere. This is an odd side effect of living with a girl that I did not fully anticipate. I no longer find women's underwear sexually titillating in any way whatsoever. Because I used to be able to just see underwear and that was enough to get me excited. Didn't have to be a woman in it. Just be a bra on the floor and I'd go, ooh, boobs were there. That's enough. Now, nothing like that. I see a pair of knickers now, it's just something the remote control might be under.
Well done, Obama. Very good. And the topic is diet.
I hope this isn't just a hint that I need to lose weight. Because I've lost quite a lot of weight recently. Anyway, I've lost about 6 stone in the last 3 years. Cheers, guys. Thanks. I mean, no. Too late. You went with the British reaction. Thank you very much. Couldn't give a shit, mate. Carry on. We don't... Stop showing off. We don't want to hear about it. Found myself in a bit of a nightmare situation recently. I went to the Middle East to do some gigs. Now, that bit was nice, that was lovely, but they put you up in a hotel where the food is all-you-can-eat buffets 3 times a day for 10 days. Now, this is a nightmare scenario for me because I cannot be trusted at an all-you-can-eat buffet. Sometimes I don't even remember the buffet bit. All I remember is picking up a plate and I'll wake up 6 hours later covered in rice and sauce. And I can't theme a buffet. I can't theme a buffet either. I won't pick up a plate and go, oh, I'll have some rice, I'll have some curry. Well done, Ed, you've made yourself an Indian meal. Won't do that. I'll get a plate, I'll get a spoon, and I'll run along the full line of trays, just scraping food from every nation onto it until I've got some sort of plate Pangea, just an unidentifiable mass, just Spanish food, Japanese food, Chinese food, Indian food, coffee, sushi, just horrible. Just wedge my face into it, everyone going, is that man all right? Don't look at me! I'm having a buffet! Just food from all over the world. My body for 10 days had no idea where I was on this planet. I went for a shit 3 days in, a UN flag came out.
And the first subject is parenthood. Who wants to come in on that? Ed.
I've been thinking recently that I should maybe have a baby, but I've thought about it and definitely not. Couldn't handle that amount of responsibility, something that precious, it's terrifying. You know, I've got friends who've just had a baby and they offer that thing around like a plate of biscuits. Do you want to hold my baby? Do you want to hold my baby? I don't want to touch your baby. That is a heart in a bag. I'm going nowhere near that thing. You wouldn't send the work experience into the boardroom, would you? Start me off at holding your uncle and I will work my way up. This is Uncle Toby, 47, from Swansea. Don't worry about dropping me, Ed. I am absolutely shit-faced. Still can't help it. I still think I might want a baby. Like, there's just moments in life I'm just grabbing at signs from the universe. Think, oh, maybe I should have a baby. It's happened to me the other day. I was in the queue in a shop to buy a new light bulb. Because I'm not a student anymore, my light bulb had gone. I'm not going to sit there in the dark for 6 months. So I was in the queue, and in the queue in front of me was a man with a baby. He was a dad. You've got to give people the benefit of the doubt in that scenario. Can't go storming in going, excuse me, is that your baby? You've just got to admit it probably is, right? And on the wall, there were these light switches. They weren't real light switches. They were just, like, designer ones to show you what they would look like on the wall. And the baby was playing with them. Was going, ah-da-da-da-da-da-da, playing with them. And the dad was going, yeah, try that one. And was going, ah-da-da. I saw that. I thought, ooh, that's quite sweet. Maybe I want a baby. There's something in that tableau that I quite like. Maybe I want a baby. Am I broody? Is this brood? And then the dad walked off with the baby, and I wandered over to the light switches and started playing with them. I thought, oh, no. That's what I wanted.
Well done, Ed. And the first subject is health. Ed Campbell.
So, in the last 3 years, I've lost 6 stone in weight. Cheers. No, too late. A lot of audiences like to clap, they like to whoop, they like to cheer. You guys just went with staring, and that is absolutely fine. That's all right, that's fine. I think I might have made a mistake as well, because I'm not as happy now. I thought health would equal happiness. Turns out the happiest moments of my life were just me, sat on the sofa, in my pants, laughing through a mouthful of cake. I'm a more worried person now. I think, am I eating the right thing? Am I exercising enough? I went for a run the other day. I accidentally swallowed a fly. I had to Google how many calories is a fly. 6 per serving, if you're wondering. Weirdly now, I feel like an undercover fat person who's been secretly sent into the lair of the thin people to gather information on what those crazy villains are doing, and then I feed it back to the fat people. You got to feed it back. We eat anything. So I'm in there just going, what are these thin people up to? What's going on? Oh, interesting. That guy's got a packed lunch, but he's actually eating it at lunchtime. I have never seen that before. He's not just made it in the morning and then eaten it on the bus on the way to work. And then bought chips at 1. That is intriguing resolve. Ah, they're using phrases I've never heard before. Things that only thin people say. I think I've got some biscuits. I'll just go and check.
life like that? Who buys biscuits and then forgets that they exist? That is unacceptable. I'm so deep undercover, I've met the bosses of the thin mafia. People who don't even like food that much. You go, oh, no, I'm not really a food person, you know. No, it's not. It's more of a fuel, isn't it? It helps me get through the day. If you don't like food, then what are you thinking about all of the time?
Thank you very much, Dan Bob.
And the topic is relationships. There you go.
I am in a serious relationship. That's what she makes me say. Serious. I'm in a serious relationship. This is my partner. Sounds like you're in a law firm, is what it sounds like. Serious relationship. Sounds like a disease. How's your relationship? I'm sorry to say it's serious. I'm not in a serious relationship. I'm in a silly relationship. You tell me if you think this sounds like a serious relationship. The other day, me and my girlfriend were having a discussion about the Beatles. At some point during that discussion, she forgot George Harrison's name. Now, she previously knew George Harrison's name. But her brain did something to her that all of our brains do to us now and again. It just deleted a fact for no reason. And it panics you when that happens. You think, am I going mad? Am I going senile? You go on a spiral of panic and worry, and I could see she was worried. And any good boyfriend in that situation would have told her George Harrison's name, and I am a good boyfriend. But I am a better comedian. So what I chose to do in that situation was write down every guess that she took at George Harrison's name. I have memorised them, and I'm now going to recite them to you, the good people of Mock the Week. Here we go. Guess number one. John, Paul, Ringo, John. There it is. She thought there might have been two Johns in the Beatles. Maybe the Beatles were a double John band. And as if we'd remember them in that order, we wouldn't go John, Paul, Ringo, John. We wouldn't bookend it with Johns. It would be John, John, Paul, Ringo, John, John, or Paul, Ringo and the Johns. She knew that was wrong immediately. I squawked in her face. Guess number two. John, Paul, Ringo, Joseph. Hello, Joseph. What are you doing in there? I didn't realise the Beatles were a nativity-themed band. Three guys with 60s hairdos, one child with a tea towel tied to his head. Again, she knew it was wrong. I was on the floor already. Then her brain gave her a little free pass, gave her a clue, gave her the surname. Thank you, brain. John, Paul, Ringo, Tony Harrison. Oh, Tony, you're not part of this conversation. Please remove yourself from the vicinity immediately. I said, you're half right. You're half right. I promise you, her next guess was Harrison Ford. Thank you very much.
Bravo. Very good. The first subject is exercise. Who wants to come in that? Ed.
I ran the London Marathon this year. Thank you. That was an absolutely amazing reception from you guys. Thank you very much. There was an awkward pause. Two people thought, I better fill that and go, ooh, and the rest of you collectively just went with, well, we could not give a shit. Thank you very much. We saw that on television. Thousands of people did that. Also, it was in April. How about you? Move on with your life. Also, of course you ran the London Marathon. You are a white middle-class man in his early 30s. That's what you do. And you're right, that is the most basic first step on the most basic posh man life ever. I can live my whole life on tracks now if I wanted to. That's how it goes. Marathon, marriage, kid, sleep with the au pair, divorce, Crocs, death. That's it. Did it for charity, because I'm a great guy. And you sort of have to. The charity I did it for was a type 1 diabetes charity. Before you think I'm too good of a human being, we'll let you know that I am type 1 diabetic, so I will see that money eventually. Very much playing the long game with that cash. Didn't actually enjoy the marathon, though, for one specific reason. Every few miles, there was groups of people stood there with blue rubber gloves on, with globs of Vaseline on the ends of their fingers, like this. Now, at the time, I had no idea that they were employed by the marathon. You're supposed to run past them, take Vaseline, rub it on any areas of chafage. I had no idea they were supposed to be there. To me, that just looked like some sort of horrendous motivational technique. You better keep running, boy. You better pick up the pace. Otherwise, it's examination time. You got an appointment with Dr. Fingers. Thank you very much.
And the first topic is music. Who wants to come in? Ed.
I like heavy metal music. Yeah, none of you believe me, that's fine. I do not look like I like heavy metal music. I don't have a heavy metal face. I have what is known as a Coldplay face. That's what I've got. Drink it in, basic bitch, indie white man face. That's me. Other metalheads don't trust me either. I can't go to the gigs because I look like an undercover Mormon on a conversion mission. Look like I'm going to start sneaking up behind people in the crowd going, hey, pretty rockin' band, right? Yeah, you know who else was rockin'? Lord Jesus Christ, our Savior. Yeah. I love the guitarist. Yeah, love the guitarist. Look, long hair and a beard. You know who else had long hair and a beard? Right again, Lord Jesus Christ, our Saviour. What's this we're all doing? Oh, head banging. Yeah, no, cool. I do head banging too, but when I do it, it's to get rid of gay thoughts. Can't go to the gigs as well, because I don't know how to do the things that everyone does in the gigs. I feel out of place. Heavy metal gigs, everyone does this. That is the sign of the beast, the sign of the devil. It shows you're part of the community. I'd never done that before. I feel too self-conscious, but I went to a gig recently, got brave enough to go there. Suddenly, my arm shot up in the air. I was like, oh, my God, I'm doing it. I'm actually joining in for the first time. I looked up, and what my hand was actually doing was this. That is not the sign of the beast. That is an uncle saying the burgers are ready at a barbecue. That's what that is.
The first subject is courage. Who's giving that? Ed Gamble.
There it is, the traditional representation of courage. I got called a pussy the other day. You're all just going to sit there and go, yeah. But no, right, I agree with the sentiment. I don't agree with the choice of word. I think that is a wrong choice of word to use, because essentially what that person was saying is they were saying, I think you're so cowardly, I feel justified in comparing you to the vagina. I think that is very unfair on the vagina. There is nothing cowardly about that thing. That is the bravest thing in the universe. It pushes whole humans out of it. Words aren't used to describe that. Hardy. Rugged. It's the biological equivalent of a Timberland boot. What do we use when we want to talk about bravery? The balls. They got balls. Big balls. I think that's wrong, because I can only speak for my own balls, but they shy away from any sign of danger. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be a dangerous situation. It can just be a slightly cold bath. Be like, oh, I'm ready for this bath. Here I go down to the water's edge. They're having none of it. They're like, before they even get to the meniscus, absolutely not. Climb back inside him. Go, 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 go. Don't forget the bag. Don't forget the bag. Fold it up. Fold up the bag real tight. My balls are pussies.
The topic is diet.
So, my last job was handing out chocolate bars in a Dubai hotel. I try and stay healthy. I listen to all the wrong people about health, though. I've started reading health blogs, like health bloggers. They're all the same sorts of people. They're sort of posh young women in their early 20s. They say things like, first thing in the morning, to energise yourself, why not have hot water and lemon? Hot water and lemon to energise... There is no way hot water and lemon is energising me in the morning. The only way that would happen would be if I squeezed a lemon in my eye and poured the water on my dick. I do not want your hot water and lemon because I'm not a kettle that needs descaling. The other thing they all talk about is something that I like to call the cauliflower conspiracy. I don't know if you've heard about this. This is the idea that if you like to have anything unhealthy, you need to replace that immediately with cauliflower. The worst offender for this is cauliflower pizza. I'll tell you what this is. Right, they say, oh, it's like normal pizza, but you take away the dough base and you replace it with a disc of mashed up cauliflower. So, nothing like normal pizza. I made one, it took me 6 hours. First thing you've got to do is grate the cauliflower. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, the cauliflower is not a shape for grating. It's not a shape, is it? It's just chaos. It's everywhere. It's so fragile, you touch it to metal, it immediately explodes. It's like you're in the middle of Frozen. You end up with this vegetable dandruff, you put it in the microwave, you warm it up, that makes it really wet, you have to get the moisture out of the cauliflower, then you have to pat it down into a rough base shape. Then they say, choose the topping.
Whatever you like. You can choose whatever topic you like, and I think we can agree I had lost most of my day up until this point. So I thought, I'm going to claw a victory back right at the last minute. So the topping I chose was a whole Domino's.
Thank you very much. The next topic is lines you wouldn't read in a romantic novel.
The dark stranger emerged from the sea, his wet shirt clinging against his muscular torso. Soon, she held him and said the words she'd been dying to say for ages. I'm UK Border Patrol and you're under arrest.
She felt every part of his 8 inches. He was stiff, absolutely wretched, and even in her innocence, she knew her hamster was dead.
He felt a swelling down there. Shouldn't have tried to bang a beehive.
He took her hand in his and squeezed it. Now, he thought, I wonder where the rest of her body is.
I want to role play. I'll be a prince from a mythical land, and you be your sister.
He cupped her breast and put her arse in a bowl. She was into really weird shit.
You could make love, she said. Or vole, he replied, looking up from their game of Scrabble.
She felt her bosom heaving as Mr. Darcy came ever closer. Blimey, he said, you don't get many of them to the pound.
He grabbed her hand, he held it tightly, and they skipped off through the fields of daffodils. And it was at that moment she thought he might be a little bit gay.
He looked at the tattoo of Chinese writing on her back. He didn't know what it meant, but he did know she'd put out on a first date.
Jeremy Corbyn, you've got me blindfolded. What are you going to do now? Nothing. I just wanted to highlight the injustice of inmates detained at Camp X-Ray without a fair trial.
Why? Why does it end like this, she said. Childhood accident, he replied. I crushed it in the trouser press.
The debutantes paraded in the ballroom in front of the rich landowners, and the Master of Ceremonies proudly proclaimed, "Let the Darcys fondle the arses."
Marjorie, I'm going to kiss you like you've never been kissed before.
Of course I've seen a black penis before, she said. Just never attached to a white man.
At the end of that round, the point is going to end. Catherine and Andy! We play a round called hashtag Wheel of News, hashtag funny, hashtag lol. This game involves Rob, Sarah and Gary. See if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round's a stand-up challenge. I launched a Wheel of News, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. First topic is family. Who wants to come in on that?
I'll do it.
Rob.
I went shopping with my nan the other day. She's a very straight-talker, man, very sort of south-east London. And we were in the shops. I said, Nan, get yourself some trousers. They're on special. She went, nah, it's all right, son. Got enough to see me out. How depressing is that? Basing your fashion choices upon your lifespan. She don't care. She's quite modern. She's on the internet and stuff. She went, I saw you on YouTube last Tuesday. I was like, watch it when you want, Nan. It's not scheduled. And she... Oh, is that a weird fly? Oh. Oh, it's weird, isn't it?
What's a weird fly?
It's my granddad having a go. I went to visit her recently. Her internet weren't working right. She went, can you sort my internet out? I went, all right, Nan, show me how you normally log on to the internet. I'll see what you're doing wrong and get it done. She went, what I'll do is I click on the start button. I was like, right. She went, I go into programs. I was like, right. She went, I go into accessories. I'm like, well, that's wrong, but carry on. She went, I go into games. I'm like, oh, God. I go into solitaire, play that for a bit, click on the cross, and I double-click on Internet Explorer. And I'm sitting there thinking, you could probably cut out the middleman now. And I was worried that she's at home thinking that she has to play solitaire to get online. I need to send that email, but I cannot face another card game. I'm sick of it. Any sort of, like, internet, sort of computer people are thinking, actually, Rob, that is the incorrect route to solitaire on the latest version of Windows. You're correct. But she's on Windows 98. We're not upgraded her. It'll see her out.
Well done, Rob. OK, let's spin the wheel. Somebody is ageing. Who wants to talk about that? Sarah.
OK, so I'm 33 years old, which is where magazines will tell you that a woman has her sexual peak. And I used to think that was a lie, that it was something that they were saying to younger women so they wouldn't be afraid of getting older. Like, oh, yes, you will have a moustache and a slow metabolism, but you'll also be gagging for it all of the time. And now I'm this age, and I do believe in it. I basically think your body starts flooding with hormones because you only have so much longer left to have a child, because that's it. I'm 33 and I've never had a baby. I have had a tapeworm. It's not the same. And, but the trouble that I'm having is, so my boyfriend's also my age, and he's experiencing a lot less interest in sex. He's having a sexual slump. Because apparently boys have a sexual peak when they're around 18, and that is not fair. That is a horrible trick that nature has played, because an 18-year-old doesn't want to have sex with me any more than I want people to know that I've done that. And it's not fair. It's not fair, because when I was a teenager, I didn't particularly enjoy or understand sex, yet I had it all of the time, out of politeness, or to stay friends with someone, or say thanks for the lift.
Thank you very much. Well done. Very good. So that leaves us now with Gary. Let's see what you've been at for, Gary. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is shopping. Away you go.
I bought a slimming magazine in W.H. Smith's. I didn't read it, I just wanted a big bar of Galaxy for £1. I bought some fancy pens at a nudist art shop. Felt tips? No, but I touched a couple of bollocks. I was in a lingerie shop. I said, are these knickers satin? He said, no, they're new. I went to buy a Christmas tree. The guy said, you're going to put it up yourself? I said, no, I was thinking the living room. Bought a chameleon, lost it. Why is it that when women go to the toilet in pairs, no one minds, but when I did it, I got thrown out the greengrocers? I got into a fight with my acupuncturist and stabbed him. He said he'd never felt better. According to the vet, my cat's in heat. I didn't even know she was famous. A friend of mine keeps going on and on about how good his orthopaedic shoe is, but I think he's built it up too much. I bought an advent calendar for Jehovah's Witnesses, but on every door somebody tells you to fuck off. Thank you.
Oh, brilliant. At the end of that round, the points go to Gary the lead. Come on back. In other news, what do doctors want us to stop using?
They're waiting rooms to sleep in.
people taking helium, and they enjoy it, and they speak very highly.
Bizarrely, that's correct. Which is...
It's a finite resource, and it's needed for MRI scanners.
And what not? Yes, very, very true, yeah. It's being used up on fripperies like balloons. And squeaky voices.
Yeah, although I'm doing this one without it.
They're worried that instead of helium then in balloons, they will instead start using nitrous oxide in balloons. But nitrous oxide is laughing gas. So then that's the worry, is that the kids will be able to get high on their balloons if we end up having to do party balloons with nitrous oxide.
But if you're worried about kids getting high on nitrous oxide balloons, you can surely get high on a helium balloon just by holding on to it.
I was doing a gig at Festival, I think it was, and you could hear when people are taking nitrous, like you can hear it because there's an audible because they do it into a balloon and into their mouth to give themselves a giggle, and people were doing it at my gig. Actually, kind of it's a cruel heckle, isn't it? It's like, okay, I'm going to need something to get me through this.
Is it not people that, Ed, that you deliver one of your trademark jokes and the crowd will go... Was that not the sound?
I only found out those little canisters that they suck it from are called whippets. The little canisters of nitrous oxide.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, they're called whippets. Yeah. Somebody said to me, the kids are sucking whippets in the park. And I was like, oh, my God, do I need to call the RSPCA?
By the way, how do scientists now think the universe will end?
Oh, well, spoiler alert.
It's a thing called the Big Rip.
Yes.
The universe is sort of is accelerating so fast and getting faster and faster and faster that eventually it will just rip itself apart.
Yeah.
Is that right? And that'll be the end.
They say this, how do scientists now think? What other nonsense have scientists just made up about what might happen 20 billion years from now when no one's around to say, oh, you got that one wrong? It's just nonsense that his mate Brian natters on about to keep himself siphoning BBC funds into his big fat bank account. I'll tell you what, it's all shit.
Me and Brian on the astronomy gravy train with all those millionaire, making a rain. Look at the Big Bang now, bitches.
What will happen, though? I mean, they're saying this might happen in 22 billion years. That you can guarantee it'll be the day that the Greeks do pay back the last cent.
Finally.
10 cents.
It's called the Big Rip.
The Big Rip is actually
going to continue to accelerate faster and faster until the whole thing
It's actually an
just comes
extension
apart.
of the Big Freeze, and it's either that or the Big Crunch. Yeah, it's
Are they all the same thing?
No, Big Freeze would happen first, then the Big Rip would possibly happen after that.
And when is big yellow storage from that?
That is just off the M4 in Hounslow.
And then there's the big inns where the whole universe just goes into panto for the rest of its life. Big inn.
Oh, Big Inn! Wow, that was too long a journey for me.
There was a leap there. I agree with that.
Tell me that joke again, Ed. I got some...
Oh, no.
Fine.
Now they're going to have to broadcast my bad joke for your good joke. That's the worst thing that can happen to a comedian.
You pick on Brian Cox, you pick on me, right? That's the way this works, my friend. At the end of that round, the points go to Matt, Zoe and Josh. Okay, here we go. The first subject is things you wouldn't want to hear at work.
Oh, you've already given Michael his dosage.
It's not a photocopier, it's a shredder. And what have you done to your arse?
So, you probably want to know how I got the nickname Dog Botherer.
Imagine that! My first day at work, and I appear to have slipped on a wet floor. I think I might be entitled to compensation.
Do you mind if I leave early? I've got to pick up the kids before their parents get there.
He's the CEO, he's the COO, and I'm head of the agricultural division, the CIEIO.
Now, I want you all to put down those football bits that you've been sewing, because I've heard that it's somebody's very special 11th birthday. And we've got you a photo of a cake. Panchawaho, chongwa, panchawaho.
Don't worry, this isn't the first operation I've done. Last time I got almost the whole way round before the buzzer went off.
We've run out of semi-skim, so I've topped your coffee up with breast milk.
What do you mean it's not your turn to make the coffee? This is fucking Starbucks. Get off your shit.
Whoops! This air traffic control thing's not as easy as it looks.
I've always wanted to work in a library! If only I could read!
Now we've come to our final quickfire round called Scenes We'd Like to See. This is for everyone, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. I caught ideas for scenarios we'd love to see, and the performers come in with their suggestions. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely lines from a thriller.
Michael, Peter, David, Vladimir, I think we may have a spy in the organisation.
Give me the pentagon, then the triangle, and then the square.
Ah, Pussy Galore, Bond here. I've been told by my doctor that I need to contact all previous partners.
The owner of this motel dresses up as his mother and stabs people. But the guidebook says it's still better than the Ibis.
I want you to go to Warsaw, meet a man called Borislav. You'll then ask him why he didn't fix my plumbing before he left for home.
Miss Scarlet looked at him through the window. He had one massive testicle like a space hopper. That was why they called him Professor Plum.
This is no ordinary pen, Bond. Turn it upside down, the woman's clothes drop off and you can see her tits.
Red or green, which do I cut? Come on, they're only peppers. How long is this salad going to take?
We need to find the third man. There's no way Amanda Holden will shag just two of us.
Here's Simon.
The Orient Express has been cancelled. However, there was a murder on the temporary Orient replacement bus.
I have amnesia. The tattoos on my body will tell me what happened. Dara was here.
I'd been a serial killer for 4 years, but they'd never given me a nickname. Then, you bite one guy in the ass, and suddenly you're the butt muncher.
Ah, the butt muncher's got me! The butt muncher's got me!
OK, the next topic is bad things to say at a wedding.
I do.
Don't worry, the vows are simple. Just repeat after me. Eeny, meeny, macaracka, rare, ride, dominaka, chicka-bocka, lollipopper, rom-pom, push.
And we will now sing hymn number 225. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
When John went down on one knee, I wish I'd known that he was having a stroke.
I'd like to thank Elsie for the flowers. It was her funeral I nicked them from.
So what, your best man's in an absolute state. That's my mum.
Now, it's my job to tell some amusing stories about Gavin. So, first of all, for a kick-off, he's a hermaphrodite.
My bride always wears white. Isn't that right, Dolly? Bah!
Now, Carol's family have always had their doubts about me. So, first of all, let me explain why I'm naked.
This is my first gay wedding, so you must be the pretty one.
To my new son-in-law, I would say this. You have released me. This monster is yours now.
I would like to apologise for the state of my clothes and the smell of sick only I spent last night in a skip. Anyway, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today.
People have said to me, why have you stopped being a bachelor after so long? And I say, well, look at her. She's wealthy and she's dying.
It wouldn't be a traditional Norfolk wedding without a speech from the father of the bride and groom.
The end of that round, the points go to Frankie, Hugh and Stuart. OK, which British sportsman will be looking for a new job soon?
It's Tim Henman is going to retire, isn't he?
Apparently, yes, with bad back, yeah.
He said his decision is because of his two young daughters, who regularly beat him in straight sets.
Surely he's actually going to try and retire and then never quite actually make it. And he'll end up playing until he's 100 years old. He'll just bottle the retirement just at the final minute.
I think, to be fair to Henman, he was once the fourth in the world. Let's not forget, once the fourth in the world and reached 6 Grand Slam finals, which is a great achievement for a totally shit player. It's difficult to cheer on someone who, in your heart of hearts, you know you could probably beat yourself.
Yeah, but anyone who attends sport, I mean, anyone who attends sport on a regular basis will see around them, or perhaps be one of those people who sits in a chair, their fat rolling over the sides, going, "You're useless. Get off the pitch. I should be out there."
Has to be said, it would be pretty boring watching sport if you just sit there going, well, I just think they're all excellent, actually. Well done to all the effort that's gone in, and I don't actually care who wins, because I think sport wins here. The fun of it is to go, what's he doing?
I think if Tim Henman had won Wimbledon, it would have been so weird, it would have actually torn a hole in our reality. Oh, Henman's won, and here to present the trophy is Winston Churchill with the head of a bee.
Put it this way, the last time a British player won, the Nazis marched into the Rhineland, so, you know.
In 1977?
No, I was talking about the men's.
Oh, OK.
1936, that's when they went into the Rhineland, isn't it?
Yeah, but actually, in 1977, the last time Britain won, they released Star Wars.
Yeah.
And what's more, 1977, the year Connie Hook was born.
Not actually.
I'd like to see every sportsman do a final year of their career drunk. Oh, missed it. Oh, who cares? I'm a millionaire anyway. David Beckham going up to take a penalty and just puking on the ball.
Very good. Those will be the points at the end of that round to Frankie, Hugh and Fiona. The category is sport. The answer is yoga, sushi and ice. What is the question?
Is this what Eric Pickles uses to deal with trapped wind?
Is it what would the three wise men have brought Jesus if he was born in Notting Hill?
You think your Chinese tattoo says keep the faith. What does it actually mean?
Is it in fact just what does Madonna smell of?
Is it 16 years from now, what will my son tell me when I ask him what A-levels he's doing?
Is it name three things Nigella won't be asking Charles Saatchi to pay for anymore?
Is it Pingu's Rider?
He did nothing. I'm doing nothing till I get more sushi in here.
What is the strapline to the hit Japanese television programme, The Loose-Limbed Fish Eaters of the Arctic?
Is it what answer will you get if you ask Paris Hilton to name the elements?
Is it, if you own a bar in Soho, what should you call it to guarantee it'll always be chock full of wankers?
Is it simply what are three things which are very difficult to sell door to door?
It is name three things that can make you lose the feeling in your legs.
Sushi? Yeah. Do you know what sushi actually is?
Is it what Andy Murray uses to keep up his training regime?
It absolutely is. Well done.
Unlikely things to hear at an awards ceremony.
And the winner is Dara O'Brien.
And the award for Driver of the Year goes to David Cameron for his perfectly executed U-turns.
Welcome to the National Insincerity Awards. And can I say, what a pleasure it is to be here.
And Soap of the Year goes to Coronation Street.
Would you please welcome your host for the night, Deck.
And the award for Best Actress this evening goes to John Travolta's wife.
Father of the Year is David Cameron.
And predictably, for the 50th year running, the Rear of the Year has been won by the same man. Come on up, Chris. It's a Chris Rea joke.
And the award for Best Film, Cling Film.
Oh, that was all right, though, was it? It's bullshit, Dara.
It's all politics, man.
This is the point in the Psychic Awards when we like to remember those we lost next year.
Well, they said it was ill-advised, but welcome to the first Witness Protection Scheme Award.
And the award for most cleavage on view goes to Eamon Holmes's arse.
Well, now our final category. Category C. There are 3 sex offenders nominated tonight.
And I'd just like to say to the wife at home, you better not be there when I get home, sister. Because I'm big time now.
And the best posthumously released rap record goes to Kim Yong for I Told You I Was Ill.
Too late. Too late. And to present Best Film in a Foreign Language, would you please welcome Nick Griffin?
And the winner of Rear of the Year goes to Chris Rea.
Okay. Now we play a round called Mock the 9 o'clock news. This game involves Zoe, Stuart, Andy and Russell, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This is where we test our performers' stand-up skills. We spin our news generator, it settles on a topic, and then you can volunteer jokes about the chosen subject. The winners are the people I judge to produce the funniest stuff. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is finance. Can I have a volunteer to talk about that? Andy.
British Airways, their answer to the credit crunch, they've asked their employees, can you come into work for nothing for a month or take a month off unpaid? There's a tricky choice, isn't there? And who is going to want to fly British Airways? The last thing you want to hear when you get on the plane, this is your captain speaking. I'm not being paid today. Good luck. I am looking forward to seeing the credit crunch version of Monopoly. You know, instead of getting £1,500 from the bank, you have to lend the bank £1,500. And then everybody keeps on going round the board with nobody buying any property whatsoever because they always think it's going to be cheaper next time they go around.
Well done, Andy. OK, let's spin the wheel again. The subject is Sarah Palin. Who wants to talk about that?
Sarah Palin. She was apparently an ex-beauty queen of a town in Alaska called Wasilla. And the press were very keen on this. They kept saying, you know, the beauty queen, Sarah Palin, the ex-beauty queen, the beauty queen, Sarah Palin. Let me tell you something, people. Wasilla is a very, very small town. Population 8, possibly 9,000 people at the best of times. To call it a one-horse town is to over-exaggerate the number of horses in that town by one. They timeshare a horse with another shithole down the road. Now, my brother used to live in Anchorage, Alaska, and I have been to Wasilla, and in the 5 minutes it took us to drive across Wasilla, I was voted beauty queen of Wasilla. It was no big deal, honestly. An otter and a caribou came second and third, respect.
Thank you very much, Zoe. That leaves us with Stuart and Russell. Let's spin the wheel again. The next topic is men's health. Who wants to come in on that? Russell.
I went to the doctors recently with anal issues. I thought I had cancer, not I can't put my CDs in order. But it's a terrifying moment, right? So scary, because in your head, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. And I went there and I took down my trousers. Obviously, we had a chat first, and it just... I'm not very well. You can see that, mate. This is a chip shop. You've never done it slower in your life. I was just peeling them down. I got them down to about there. Just heard his booming voice go, in the other room. You have a decision to make there. Do you pull them up or do you waddle with pride, right? You waddle, that's what you do. When you waddle, you can't help but giggle. The last thing you need is to be giggling is before a man's going to pop his finger in your Richard, because now you're a wiggling target, right? I'll be honest, when the finger goes in, you're not laughing anymore! You're like a red arrow! And that's the moment they chat. How you doing? Fine. Can you draw the curtains? We've gathered quite a crowd. Look at that, it's Atrium Steps and he's getting violated. I'm Russell!
OK, Stuart, let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is school.
You are looking at a very proud Canadian who's very proud of the education system in Canada. No, I was horrible in school. I failed math so many times I can't even count. I preferred French over chemistry because the chemistry teacher and I just didn't have any, rapport. One teacher said I'd be a better student if I spent less time flirting. I immediately jumped off his lap. One teacher used to always say I wasn't very observant, but you know what? That was his or her opinion. I was going to join the debating team, but someone talked me out of it. In high school, I was voted most likely to reminisce.
Okay, at the end of that round, the points go to Zoe and Stuart. Okay, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is alternative medicine. Can I have a volunteer to talk about that? Andy.
Apparently, a lot of people trying to get into therapy at the moment. Other people knocking it, saying, you know, oh, well, you should just lose your inhibitions, talk about your problems to your friends. I thought I'd try this. I talked about my problems to my friends for a whole hour. Lost my inhibitions, also lost my friends. I now tell my problems to taxi drivers. 2 advantages in this. 1, it stops the taxi driver from telling you his problems. And 2, it's amazing how much quicker you get to your bloody destination.
Well done, Andy Parsons. Okay, let's spin the wheel again. And it's environment.
Didn't that used to be an advert for mints? Ryanair getting a hard time from the environmental lobby because they've launched a £7 flight to New York. Although, as always with Ryanair, it does land slightly outside New York, in Dublin. It's a pity we can't harness more natural energy, isn't it? Pity we can't harness the power of British moaning. Oh no, that moaning powered light bulb's on the blink again. Oh no, there it is, back on. Everyone complained about the floods, didn't they? I like storms. I like thunder and lightning. What I like to do during a storm is shag my girlfriend and pretend that we're taking part in the conception of the Antichrist.
Frankie Royal, ladies and gentlemen. The next round is called Between the Lines and it features Hugh and Frankie. Would you make your way to the press pit, please? Frankie delivers a speech in the guise of a leading figure on the world stage, while Hugh translates what they really mean. Frankie, this week, you are leader of the opposition, David Cameron, addressing the nation.
Let me assure you, I understand the pain of the people of Tewkesbury.
We're both up to our necks in shit.
This summer, I have put the Tory party back where they belong.
Third in 2 by-elections.
I have been criticised recently for my poor performances.
I told the wife it's the stress of the job.
I'm not worried about the polls.
They're doing a lovely job in my kitchen.
Boris Johnson will make a great mayor. He has a lot in common with London's first mayor.
He's a dick.
I have taken steps to ensure that I will be the next Prime Minister of this great country.
Dear Jimmy. Could you fix it for me?
Let's hear it, Frankie.